What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, I did a video yesterday on Canelo's comments after his fight with John Ryder. He called out Bivol and essentially said that Bivol trying to duck the fade at 175. Here's the quote: "I want the same terms, the same everything as the last fight. The goal is to have the rematch with Bivol in the same terms." And in the actual post-fight interview, he said specifically 175. Anywho, Bivol's now reacted to this and said the following: "We fought at 175 and I beat him. So now I'm willing to take a risk and go to 168 because it's a motivation for me to try and fight for all the titles at 168. Why should I even do the rematch at 175? What is the challenge, or what is the motivation for me if I've already beaten him at that weight class?" And listen, you might know my opinion. I completely agree on this one with Bivol. I don't even want to see it at 175. I think Bivol gonna ride this guy all the way home like a little piggy, all the way home as well. Give him, honestly, you're gonna ride him something different. We know Canelo has quite stiff feet, yeah, and stiff feet are good for riding. Do you understand? Because Bivol gonna saddle this guy up and giddy up all the way home. That's what you best believe at 175 in particular. I think Bivol gets it done at 168, but there is only any. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'll watch it at 175, but come on now. Realistically, the only intrigue is at 168. Is Canelo the true king of 168? Now, Canelo's arguing, yeah, but if I fight him at 168, then he's gonna have an excuse about the weight. That's on him. Bivol's a grown man, and I'll tell you this now: I won't make no excuses. Even if Bivol looks flat, yeah, you won't hear no excuses from me. Because Bivol's a grown man, and I want to see this fight. It's almost like the same thing with Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, but in reverse. Meaning that I want to see Tank Davis beat Ryan Garcia at 140, for what it's worth. 140, and, well, I don't know if Ryan Garcia was injured, but let's just call it the weight. The weight was weird. That needs to be redone. Now, when you win a fight in dominant fashion, a rematch only makes sense if the terms are more favourable to the losing fighter. Canelo got dominated by Bivol. Why would we run it again at the same... To balance it out, for me, Bivol looked a whole class above Canelo, which is something quite rare to say. But he looked a whole class above. The only possible factor that can maybe, I don't think it will, but maybe impact that is by bringing Bivol down. And again, if Bivol didn't want to do it, that's one thing. Bivol's offering it. And Canelo, if Canelo's a true champion, which some people in the past have said, oh, Canelo's not a true champion. This for me is a test now. I mean, he fought Golovkin 3 times, but that's done, that's in the past. You're the one, Canelo claims to be the 168 champion. You have a challenge, not only from anybody. It's not like Benavidez, who ain't done nothing. This is the man who beat you. Now, I believe Canelo, to some extent, well, he has more or less fought the best, for especially the last part of his career, back to back to back to back. But this is the one now. This is the legacy-defining fight. If Canelo wins this fight at 168, he goes down as this generation's 168 Big Daddy. And I'm confused why he doesn't want to take that challenge. It's almost like Canelo's being conservative. Oh, if I lose at 175, then I've still got my belts. Which is a shame. I'd like to see him say, listen. And I think even from an honour and a respect point of view, Canelo needs to respect Bivol as his daddy for now, in that sense. When you get beat by someone, you're no longer the A-side. You may be the commercial A-side, but spiritually speaking, he has your soul. What's that film? The Chronicles of Riddick. Yeah? He took your soul. And if you want that back, you should want that back more than anything. More than any belts. More than anything else. More than any terms. Listen, if 168 is the only way I can get this fight, so be it. I need my soul back. You know what I mean? And part of me hopes that Canelo has that in him. But Canelo's already said that, oh, if Bivol don't want it, we can do something else. So, I don't know. But I do hope that Bivol sticks by his guns. Well, then again, I wouldn't mind seeing Bivol punch up Canelo at 175 again. So, I'm not really fussed either way, but I'll rate Bivol if he sticks by the 168 thing. Because that will show me that he's not just about making money and riding people. Equally though, I wouldn't mind seeing Bivol just ride this guy, because I'm telling you now, looking at Canelo, he just don't look the same. Something's age or wear and tear, I don't know what it is, but he don't have that same. Maybe, to be quite frank, yeah, it might be what Bivol's taken from him. Because up until the Bivol fight, he looked like he was. I mean, I was shilling Canelo going to cruiserweight and doing some mad things there, so it might have been Bivol. Because Bivol was the first time he's really been dominated. Like, even when Floyd beat him, yeah, it wasn't like Bivol did him. Bivol had Canelo looking like he was about to cry at points. And really, when you think about the Golovkin fight, the last 4 rounds, he looked broken. That last fight against John Ryder, he just didn't look himself. And what we know is fighters' confidence can be fragile. And this is the fact Canelo's sticking to 175. I mean, he's not completely broken, because a fighter who's completely broken wouldn't even entertain it at 175. But is this sticking point something that Canelo knows? Bear in mind, Canelo and Bivol are managed by Eddie Hearn. Is this a sticking point? Have Team Bivol and Team Canelo been going back and forth already? Does Canelo know Bivol said 168 or nothing? Is this a bluff? I don't know. I hope not. I've given Canelo a lot of credit for fighting the top guys, but this is now the top guy. And by miles as well. This ain't no Billy Joe or Caleb Plant or Callum Smith. This is the guy. Again, he's got your soul. It shouldn't be that hard to know what time it is. This guy got my soul. I need it back. Anyway. Time will tell. I hope it gets done. Boxing needs this one. And I think really this will be a good fight for Canelo. Not to go out on, but I mean, if he wins, but this could be lose to Bivol at 168 and then fight Benavidez and then call it a day. That's what I see for Canelo. There's nothing else around anyway. Or, if I was Canelo, probably a better way to do it, fight Benavidez next. Because Canelo's got a tight turnaround. Fight Benavidez next at 168 in September. Then fight Bivol, and then just fight in Mexico. Assuming, well, if you beat Bivol, then you can carry on, but fight Bivol in May 2024, and then just do the whole Mexico thing, where you stay there and fight lesser fights. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think the path makes sense, because there's nothing around anyway. The 175 thing's not going to happen. The cruiserweight thing's not going to happen. It's not like there's a whole bunch of 168 guys that are red hot that make sense. It's literally, maybe, I mean, I don't even think Benavidez is that hot, but still, it's a big Mexican fight, or a big, I don't think Benavidez is Mexican. Either way, no, he is the Mexican monster, so yeah. So that'll be a huge fight, a huge Mexican fight. Fight him next, and then have the big boss. Because you don't really want to fight, well, the Benavidez fight makes a lot less sense if you've been punched up by Big Daddy Bivol. So fight Benavidez next, and then fight the big boss at the end, Bivol. And then essentially call it down your career if Bivol tops you again at 168. Because otherwise, I don't believe Canelo's a complete fraud like Mayweather. Mayweather, yeah, was a complete fraud, just running from everyone. He didn't want to fight none of the top athletes. Canelo is not a complete fraud, but this behaviour right now he's demonstrating is fraudulent. There's no other way of putting it. You're masquerading as the 168 champion. Meanwhile, again, Benavidez, some people say, oh, Benavidez is a true champion. Benavidez ain't done ish. But Bivol, how can you call yourself a champion when the man who beat you wants it in your division? That's just a fraud. You're lying to yourself. And it make it worse, because Canelo was... Look, this is what he was wearing in the post-fight. He's got a Roman whatever on his head. Like, he really thinks he's the king. Well, if you're really the king, then handle the business. The king can't take a challenge and, oh, but I don't want it. And are you the king of 168 or not? A king takes all challenges. Otherwise, you're a Mayweather who's just trying to make money. I don't believe Canelo's a Mayweather, but this is the time to show it. This is when it matters. Do you want to fight Big Daddy or not? Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Canelo does want to do it, but what he said doesn't sound too great. Canelo says, same terms or not at all. Anyway, let's see how it plays out. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the bell.